As the engines of the B-21 Raider bomber roared down the runway at Andersen Air Force Base in Guam, the U.S. pilots in the cockpit probably never imagined that 3,000 kilometers away off the coast of southeastern China, a gray, tailless warplane was piercing the skies in tandem. 6 months after its first flight in late 2024, the U.S. military website 1945 is waking up to warn that this revolutionary fighter will be the ultimate Grim Reaper over Guam and the natural enemy of the B-21 bomber. Behind this belated realization is the radical upheaval of the traditional rules of air warfare by sixth-generation aircraft technology. The realization of Guam combat needs to break through the dual limits of range and stealth. The most advanced J-20 has a range of about 5,500 kilometers, while the straight-line distance from mainland China to Guam is 3,000 kilometers. Considering weapon mounting, tactical maneuvering and safety margin, the actual round-trip operation needs to break through the threshold of 7,000 kilometers, with a maximum takeoff weight of more than 50 tons. The J36 supercritical wing design increases the in-flight fuel capacity to 1.8 times that of the J20. Its 3-channel variable cycle engine realizes a power revolution. The connotation ratio is automatically adjusted to 0.8 when cruising at subsonic speed, which improves the fuel efficiency by 25% compared with that of the turbofan 15, and it switches to a small connotation ratio mode when in supersonic condition, which maintains the continuous surprise capability of Mach 2.5. This means that the warplane can fly 4,500 kilometers at subsonic speed to reach Guam's airspace, and it only takes 1.5 hours to return to the flight after the hunting mission at supersonic speed, completely getting rid of the dependence on the fragile refueling tanker. More critically, the back-conformal tank design exposed at the Zhuhai Air Show in 2025 will enable the transit range to exceed 8,000 kilometers, allowing for 6 hours of continuous patrol in the Philippine Sea. The leap in stealth performance dwarfs that of the 5th-generation aircraft. Traditional fighter aircraft, due to the existence of vertical tail, backward radar scattering cross-section, or CS, as high as 0.11 square meters. The J36 adopts a droopless flying wing layout with serrated hatches and continuous curved binary vector nozzles to achieve 360-degree omnidirectional stealth, with their CS in all directions reduced to 0.0001 level, equivalent to the reflective area of a hummingbird only. Its intelligent skin adopts the 3rd-generation nanoferrite coating, which can dynamically adjust the electromagnetic characteristics. The resistivity is adjusted to 150 ohm/cm when dealing with L-band early warning radar and switched to 800 ohm/cm when fighting against X-band fire control radar. Ceramic matrix composite material nozzles combined with cold air doping technology suppress the infrared signal signature to 1/20th of the F-35, which will make the infrared detection system completely ineffective. 2026 U.S. Army and the 2026 U.S. Army Valiant Shield exercise. The AN/TPY-12 radar array deployed in Palau simulated a surprise defense of the J-36 target aircraft average detection distance of only 18 kilometers, less than 1/15th of the traditional warplanes. The J-36's operational capability goes far beyond a single intercept mission. Its main bomb bay has been enlarged by 40% and is equipped with 12 Thunderbolt 15 missiles as standard, and the load capacity can reach 20 missiles after replacing the new compact munitions. It can also mount 6 Thunderbolt 17 missiles with a range of 500 kilometers, which are designed to hunt high-value targets such as early warning aircraft and refueling planes. The ground strike module contains a combination of 4-ton hypersonic weapons and 2-ton ground drilling bombs, with a 300% increase in penetration capability compared to the B-21. The avionics system has made a generational leap. The 1.8-meter aperture digital array radar has a detection range of 450 kilometers, and the smart skin sensors covering 80% of the fuselage turn it into a mobile, stealth command post. In the 2027 cross-service exercise, 2 J36s successfully commanded 24 Attack 11 drones to carry out a systematic attack, destroying 12 high-value targets in 7 categories, including S-500 positions and early warning radar stations, in 60 minutes under the state of electromagnetic silence throughout the entire exercise. The B-21 is in a dilemma in front of the J-36. Although its unit price of $550 million is lower than that of B-2, its bomb capacity has shrunk from 22 tons to 13 tons, and its range has dropped from 11,000 kilometers to 9,000 kilometers. The U.S. bomber force is in deep crisis. 76 B-52 average age of 61 years, 62 B-1B only 9 can fight 20 B-2 due to maintenance problems, less than 50 sorties a year. More serious, Northrop Grumman admitted that the B-21 production schedule is 28 months behind schedule, and it is difficult to form an effective combat force before 2029. On the contrary, China's simultaneous advancement of the J36 and ship-carried J50 has built a dual-strike system. Strategic chain reaction is emerging. Guam spent $8.3 billion to build additional electromagnetic shielding hangars. In the simulation of the confrontation is still unable to defend J36, carrying electromagnetic pulse bomb, U.S. military, space fence, radar on J36 detection distance, from 3,000 kilometers to 650 kilometers. The early warning time is compressed to 6 minutes. More far-reaching is the balance of nuclear deterrence, has been shattered. Air-launched, Dongfeng, 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 and Dongfeng. More profoundly, the balance of nuclear deterrence has been shattered. The air-launched Dongfeng-Z hypersonic nuclear missile has enabled China to acquire a reliable secondary nuclear strike capability for the first time. The strategic earthquake triggered by the J-36 is reshaping the Asia-Pacific security architecture. The U.S. military's Pacific Fortress program is forced to pull back 48 F-15s from Japan to Guam, and 14 Global Hawk surveillance planes are relocated to Hawaii. Japan urgently revised its medium-term defense plan and increased its budget for the development of sixth-generation aircraft by 400%. Australia announced that it would suspend the construction of its AUKUS nuclear submarine base and shift to a hypersonic defense system, and the Philippines withdrew its permission to open new bases for U.S. forces. When the Liaoning battle group crosses the Miyako Strait, the ship-carried J-50 controls air control for 500 kilometers, while the land-based J-36 hunts targets 1,500 kilometers away from deep airfields, forming a ladder-killing chain. China's military tradition of one generation of equipment, one generation of research and development, is giving rise to even more amazing breakthroughs. The Chinese Academy of Sciences, CAS, Continuous Rotary Demolition Engine, CRDE, has achieved Mach 6 sustained flight, and the combined cycle engine has completed the subcombustion, supercombustion mode conversion test. This means that in the 2030s, air and space fighters can arrive globally within 2 hours, and the existing air defense system is completely ineffective. Looking back to the 1996 Taiwan Strait crisis, 2 U.S. carrier groups could change the strategic balance. 2028 Summer Dawn, 3 J-36 skimmed the Bashi Channel at an altitude of 30 meters. The quantum navigation system to control the positioning error within 3 centimeters. Radar operators at Anderson stared at an uninterrupted screen, unaware that the dots of light, representing the fighters, had penetrated the last line of defense. While the Pentagon is still debating whether to restart the F-22 production line, the J-36 trajectory has already covered every strategic node in the Western Pacific. In what was once the absolute domain of the U.S. military, a gray ghost without a drogue may now lurk behind every cumulonimbus cloud. In the electronic map on the wall of the Guam Command Center, the green circle representing the safety zone is shrinking at a speed visible to the naked eye. The handover of air power in the Western Pacific is quietly completed in radar silence, and the title page of the new rulebook bore only a line of iron gray numbering, J-36.